those two engines make, those Gypsy 6 210 horsepower engines. Not the originals. The originals were 224 horsepower Gypsy 6s. I have to tell you, that is another one of those rare privileged moments to see an aircraft like that performing in the skies above Old Warden. And the only, of course, surviving example of the type. Now, I did mention with the repeats the insect-like appearance of those aircraft in the skies. And if you were thinking when I said that, no, I don't get it, I don't get it. You take a look at this. It's almost prehistoric looking, and certainly insect-like. And you might just be looking at that thinking, did I really just see that plane take off that slowly? Well, indeed you did. From 1935, the Fiesler Storch, or Storch, widely used during the Second World War by the German military for reconnaissance, liaison and CASEVAC operations. Designed at the outset as a STOL aircraft, short takeoff and landing, as so ably demonstrated by the aircraft's owner Peter Holloway there. The ability to operate out of very small fields is legendary. Combination of leading edge flaps, drooping ailerons give it an incredibly low stalling speed. Showing how those leading edge flaps and the trailing edge flaps and that engine up front, the Argos 240 horsepower engine up front, enable the plane to fly very slowly like that. Easy to see why it was an excellent reconnaissance platform, although of course vulnerable.
There you go.
I have a little plane that has a stalling speed that is 10 knots higher than the maximum cruise will be when you see it being flown like that. Maybe a few hundred feet, and flying that slowly. The chances of being picked up, imagine it's always quite an exercise to choreograph the positioning of all the aircraft to include opportunities for visiting aircraft to arrive and depart during the display. Storch Bailey, the chief pilot here at the collection, had the thrill of flying the Sea Hurricane tonight for us. Just going through his pre-shutdown checks. That right biplane, and it's staggeringly short compared to the distances that are routinely flown today. And you look at the replicas of the Wright Flyers, and it's just unbelievable when you consider that they actually flew. The Bristol Aeroplane Company purchased it and donated it to the collection in 1965. First order though from abroad as an export model was actually from the Russian government for 8 box kites. They were delivered to St. Petersburg in April of 1911. These were military versions and they were powered by that uprated 70 horsepower engine that I mentioned. I think that deserves a round of applause, don't you? Now was that, or was that not fantastic? So many times I've come to Shuttleworth and not been able to see the Edwardians fly because the weather has been against us. To fly something like the box type, there are no, no twin-seater variants of this. You have to start with taxiing and short hops and eventually taking the plunge and launching into the heavens. Collection pilot Rob Millichip flying the Bristol box kite for you this evening. He is one of the foremost exponents of pit special flying in the United Kingdom. Powered by a 160 horsepower gnome 2-row rotary engine. And it won the first Schneider Trophy race in Monaco on the 29th of September. In just a matter of months, from 1910 to 1911, the company had developed the fastest pre-World War I aeroplane. Hard to imagine that in the sort of 2 or 3 years before the First World War, aircraft like that would have been, albeit an uncommon sight, but still a sight in the skies above the English countryside. And you can imagine people turning their heads and straining to look skyward when they heard the sound of those rotary engines. Now it was A.V. Rowe, who was a child who built model aeroplanes, went on to form the Avro company. One of their examples, I mentioned the Vulcan here at the display in August. www.shuttleworth.org, the website here of the collection for more information about that increased wingspan. And a non-lifting monoplane tail was used by the Avro Flying School for instructional purposes down at Brooklands, although several of them did end up in the nearby sewage farm as a result of poor handling, it has to be said. Lateral control is achieved by warping the outer rear sections of the 2 upper wings by cables that are operated from a sort of motor car type steering wheel. Have any particular skills to join them, you can just be a silent member, but in so doing your annual subscription will offer you all sorts of benefits as an SVAS member, and they'll tell you all about that up at the eye point near Hangar 3, but it will also help keep these marvellous aircraft flying for generations to come. And using the long grass there to slow the aircraft, because obviously no brakes on a machine such as this. And there we are, ladies and gentlemen, bringing to a close our Edwardians and our Edwardian picnic flying display this Saturday evening at Old Warden. I sincerely hope you've enjoyed the display.